Hi friends, this video of mine today is the century one. On this occasion, I must extend my thanks to all of you for your kind support. The topic of today's video is the India is moving back again to Afghanistan. So at the outset, you all are aware that Taliban regime is a Pakistan product and it is a well-known Pakistan puppet, as well as it is hardcore Wahhabi Sunnis. This Taliban regime has provided safe havens to several anti-India terror groups which have been operating inside India and once had hijacked Indian aeroplane to Kandahar. Even recently, under this regime, someone had attacked Gurudwara in Kabul. Besides, it is anti-women, anti-democratic Islamic Emirates. So, in this background, India was forced to close down her embassy and left Afghanistan in 2020. On this ground, one thing is clear, that Taliban is a total anti-India force. So this is about the perception of Taliban in one hand. What is the perception of India towards them? India, despite all these anti-India activities, India has been providing them wheat, medicines, many humanitarian materials over there to this regime of Taliban. Top of that, not only this, top of that India has recently reopened embassy in Kabul. Here is an automatic question arises that why India is so keen to soup up with anti-progressive force of Taliban regime which represents only evils and also stands for anti-India inhuman activities. So this is a big question before India. Now India has clarified it. While justifying India's stand as why India is turning her face towards Afghanistan again, India says that it has certain objectives to fulfill. Now what are those objectives that India is eager to fulfill it? First one is, India says Pakistan is no longer a blue-eyed boy of Taliban, nor a godfather. This perception is based on three factors. First is that Pakistan's recent bombing inside Afghanistan under the pretext of anti-Pakistani terror groups camping over there. Second basis is that Taliban regime has just recently decided to raise prices of coal. The coal is being imported by Pakistan. Purpose, it seems as if that Pakistan should not buy any more coal from Afghanistan. And third is that Taliban regime has not only provided safe havens to terrorist groups, but also Baluch nationalists which are fighting for the freedom of Balochistan from Pakistan. So this is one aspect, one factor, that one clarification India has given. Second one is that India's purpose is to use Taliban against Pakistan over there if India continues to be there in Kabul. And Taliban also might be thinking to use India to balance Pakistan. This is a second factor that India has clarified it. Third one is, India has already invested $4 to $5 billion in different projects over there in Afghanistan. So if India reaching back to Afghanistan, it may restart those projects. Otherwise, India may lose out a heavy natural resources like minerals and mines over there in Afghanistan. Not alone India, even 14 more countries along with India have reopened embassies. If India does not reach their likelihood, other 14 countries may take away all these resources and India would be empty-handed. One more point here is that Afghanistan itself is a huge market. India does not like to lose it. As regards strategic factor is there, Afghanistan, is bordering to China, Pakistan, Iran, Central Asia, as well as India's own territory of Baltistan and POK, which are currently under Pakistan's control. Besides, Afghanistan is also door to Central Asia, Eurasia, including Russia and Europe as a whole. Besides all these points, one more vital point is that India has been maintaining close affinity with the people of Afghanistan. Afghan people always have been looking at India for succor, for relief, particularly during crisis. All this justification is fine, for which India is looking back to Afghanistan again. But it needs a reality checkup. Let us see one by one. First one is that despite Taliban has been showing its distances with Pakistan, but Taliban's own umbilical cord is still linked with Rawalpindi of Pakistan. This is a fact, this cannot be overlooked. Now, as regards resources over there in Afghanistan, India may extract all these minerals in Afghanistan, but how these minerals would be brought back to her own soil? As regards routes through Pakistan and Iran is concerned, it seems not viable transit option. Now, so far as current mindset of Pakistan is concerned, if this one continues in future, accessing to Central Asia is still a pipeline dreams. As regards ideological front, Taliban has not yet compromised with anyone. Even Taliban has not handed over anti-Pakistan terrorists to Pakistan, nor anti-China terrorists to China, despite several requests made by both of them. If Taliban cannot do this favor by compromising her own ideology to Pakistan and China, can it do it a favor to India? As India's anti-India terrorists is also there. One can imagine it, the reality. And finally, the historical factor, that in the whole history of Afghanistan, at no stage, all population of Afghanistan and all territory of Afghanistan have never been under control of one central regime. So is the reality about Taliban also today. All people of Afghanistan have not supported Taliban regime. This is a fact. It is evident when some terrorist group had attacked Gurudwara in Kabul. Despite Taliban wanted to save it, Taliban could not do it. This is all a reality. Now here is the concluding part of the video. First one is that despite resumption of tie with Taliban, India has no plan to recognize Taliban as legitimate ruler of Afghanistan. This is number one. Number two is, not only Taliban as a whole and Haqqani group in particular have urged India for reopening of India's embassy over there in Kabul, they have also urged India, requested India to train their soldiers, military training. It shows their confidence and faith in India. This is a very vital point. Another point is, thus, Russia has played a central role, asking India to sit around the table along with other regional stakeholders to discuss the way forward Afghanistan. The fourth one is, in the backdrop of UN report pointing at presence of foreign terror groups in Afghanistan, the reclusive Taliban chief had warned such groups against misusing of Afghanistan soil to target any other countries. Now, fifth one is, however, Taliban is yet to open education institution for girls and women. This is the major sticking point that now no country has recognized Taliban so far. India is yet to see any action taken on anti-India terror groups in Afghanistan. However, Taliban as well as all such groups seems to have marked departure from their past behavior. This is the positive one. And another point is the current geopolitical strategic situation in the world. This is favorable to India to knock her door again in Kabul. Reason is both Pakistan and China seems to have soft relationship with India, particularly after Soviet invasion of Ukraine and also India's active participation in BRICS summit held recently in China. India now is more close to Central Asian countries, particularly after India's Central Asian countries summit held in last January. However, dealing with Taliban, India needs caution while treating with Taliban regime. Here is the end of my video. Thank you all very much.